Good morning, friends, and welcome to the pre-market session. We had a pretty flat kind of a session as far as US markets are concerned because there were statements coming out from the Greece that the Prime Minister was saying that they are preparing for an exit, and that actually took away some kind of a positive rub-off of the European markets, which were up about 1.5 to 2% because of the expectations of some steps being taken in the informal European Union meet. Also, some of the data that came out from US on the home sales front were slightly better at about 3.4%, and Facebook shares actually closed at about $31 as against the issue price of 38. So it has actually shaved off about $7 odd in a matter of 2 days, which is quite disturbing for a lot of investors. When we look at the Asian markets today, most of them are quoting about 1.25 to 1.8%, mainly because of the downgrades to the Japanese economy by the Fitch, and they have actually downgraded the Japanese sovereign rating by 1 notch to A plus from AA, which may not have a major significance, but in terms of sentiment and the currency movement, these kind of steps could have some short-term implications on the market. As far as our markets are concerned, friends, we started off on a relatively stable note, but somewhere through the day, particularly last about 1.5 to 2 hours, we actually shaved off most of those positives, and actually rupee closed at about 55.34 odd, which was actually quite disturbing for a lot of people, and which must have played a greater role in the nervousness here. As far as flows go, friends, in the cash market, FI sold to the tune of about 283 crore. Not a major selling given the fact that in the last about 6 to 7 days, we've seen a total selling of about 1350 crore. But the fact that the currency is showing a lot of weakness is actually disturbing a lot of players. Let me invite Shaival on that note to take us through the F&O piece. Hi Shaival, good morning. What is the reading as far as F&O markets is concerned? Because we're seeing that last time around we had seen some kind of a support at about 47.80. And given the overall open interest and the IVs, what is the reading that you are making out of it?
Yeah, see, first of all, we'd like to discuss the markets first. What we have seen is that in yesterday's trading session, Nifty opened gap up by around say 40-50 points, but it was not able to sustain above those levels. The major reason being the rupee hitting an all-time low. That's the reason because of which there was a selling from the top, and some short positions have been created in yesterday's trade. Yeah, the implied volatility from its low of around 17-18 has been continuously increasing, and it's been now hovering around the range of 24 to 25%. And on the options front, what we have noticed is that 4,700 put option is standing with the highest number of shares in the open interest, followed by 4,600 put option. And also we have been previously mentioning in our morning conferences that 4750 on closing basis remains a very crucial level to watch on, and it would also act as a good support for the market in the near term, and we have seen in the past trading sessions also. So now still the view from our side is still intact that 4750 on closing basis will act as a good support, and we are expecting a bounce in the market from this say 4780 4800 levels, because the PCR ratio is still near 0.90 mark, and we have been seeing that market tends to have a sharp bounces whenever the PCR ratio is near 0.90 or say 0.95 range.
And the upside potential that one could look at would be how much?
See, on the upside, as we have mentioned, that 5,000 is the weekly VWAP for the current week. So we may see market bouncing back to 4950, 4980, 5,000 odd levels.
Right, and to capture that move, do you think that one should buy the call options of maybe about 4,900 strike to participate in the possible pullback?
Yeah, one can to participate on the long side, one can buy call option of 4,900. Whereas also what we would like to say is that if someone wants to play on the intraday basis with stock specific front, we have identified 3 stocks on the derivative from the derivative perspective. First one is Kane India with support of 319 rupees 80 paisa. Then is Power Finance Corporation with support of 147 rupees, and Steel Authority of India with support of 90 rupees 50 paisa. So along, if someone wants to buy, if someone wants to play on the longer side in stocks, so these are the 3 stocks which one can play on.
Right, Shreval, thanks a lot for that
Thanks.
update. Friends, on the news front, we had A to Z stock where Rakesh Jhunjhunwala has actually increased the stake by about 3.5%, and his stake has gone up to almost 23%. These days there is not much of a reaction to such developments, but you might see some small reaction for those who want to play for a small pop. Also friends, there are strong indications that you might see the petrol price hike by the weekend, and we've also seen the OMCs actually putting out the actual losses that they have suffered in the last 2 months to the tune of about 2650 crore. So if you see some kind of a hike in the petrol prices, then that might be positive news for some of the OMC companies, particularly HPCL, BPCL and IOC, and some of the upstream companies also like GAIL and ONGC. So there might be some trading opportunity for those stocks. In terms of earnings, friends, Tata Power came out with extremely bad set of numbers, and their losses were pegged at about 600 odd crore. We had already covered this strategy in the earnings note, but we think that there would be initial negative reaction to the stock, so one could actually look at shorting that stock. Also friends, Idea has cut the 3G rates sharply by almost about 40%, so you might see some negative reaction in Idea's counter. 82, 83 are the important resistance levels, so one can actually look at going short there. Also yesterday during the market we had the news that Nikko Resources has actually decided to exit the JV on the KG-D6 basin for some reasons. We have seen that the Reliance stock has actually remained under pressure for quite a while despite the buyback being on. So there might be some negative reaction to that, and you might see the stock actually correcting about 2 to 3% on this development. That's it from all of us, friends. We will try and cover the currency and the gold part in the next session, because we've seen that the rupee has actually hit the all-time low. So what are the actual technical levels that one can watch out for, and also the outlook on the gold has turned quite positive. So we would try to cover these two aspects in the next session. That's it from all of us, friends. See you tomorrow at the same time.